Hello, hello. It's Wednesday. Welcome. Whew, we're tearing right through Flower School this week. Let me tell you, we are halfway through the in-person basic program right now. Today is literally the halfway point. And they're out there with teacher Jerry working on some beautiful wedding work. Oh my gosh, they're doing handwork today. I would say we'd go take a peek, but I think Jules' head would explode if I said, come with me as we walk out into the classroom. So
what the hell?
If you hear some giggling and some noise, it's just them. If you hear lots of loud giggling and noise, it's us. Hi, I'm teacher Michelle. It's Wednesday. Welcome to Flower School Live. And I have a whole bunch of people with me today, both in person and virtually. So in the studio, Leanne will be on YouTube and Facebook, so she'll be the voice from the dark today. And Jules is running tech for us. And then, of course, out in Cyberland, we have Caledonia. Hello. And Susie. Hello. And last but certainly not least, David is making sure all of us are doing what we're supposed to be doing. So today we are talking about holiday trifecta. So if you're not a horse betting person, a trifecta is a series of 3. So we are talking about Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. That dash to the end of the year, woofda. Yeah, it's a lot. And when we try and decorate sometimes, it can feel fun, but also a little overwhelming, I think. I know for me, sometimes my head and my hands don't have a communication very well. Like my brain comes up with these awesome ideas and then my body's like, yo, no, we're not doing that. So I am going to hopefully give you some tips today to, if you're doing home decor, like for yourself, to simplify it maybe, give you a little break or a little tip on a way to extend the life of some things. And if you're working in a shop, just look at it as 3 different ideas, 3 different ways to treat a holiday that may or may not be traditional or familiar or that you even like. And that's okay, because we don't have to like the same things, right? So, some housekeeping things. If you're watching us on your phone, turn it sideways. You'll get a bigger picture. If the comments are scrolling over the picture and that bothers you, swipe them out of the way. If you are a tulip, and you know who you are, if you're a tulip, put your city in there. Hi, it's Jules from Portland, and put your little tulip in. I'm not Jules, I'm Michelle. Jules is over here, but you know what I mean. And put your tulip in there. If this is your first time joining us in person for live, if you watch us on the replay, but you've never been with us live, type that in there. Say, hi, this is Michelle from Vancouver, and it's my first time. And tell me which Vancouver, because we have 2, right? Vancouver, Washington, and Vancouver, Canada. So just tell us if you're the first timer here, because the tulips are a wonderful bunch of folks and they're going to make you feel super welcome. And we're going to jump in and get started. First thing I'm going to do is I noticed that my tray is a little racked. It's not sitting perfectly flat. So what I'm going to do is just grab a towel here, because I know it's going to be annoying for everyone if y'all have to listen to that bouncing on the table. So just to keep that from making noise, not spill my water. I have floral netting, chicken wire, poultry mesh, whatever you want to call it, in as my mechanic. And we're going to jump in. So today, oh, yes, Leanne, you got a question?
Oh, not a question, but Teacher Dove is on with us now, too.
Oh, yes, Dove, I'm sorry. And Michael, Teacher Dove and Teacher Michael.
Yep,
and Michelle.
Dennis is watching you while he's driving, so let him know you're not supposed to be watching. He can listen.
Dennis, just listen, turn the picture off. You can catch it. You know what I look like. You can catch it on replay. It's fine.
And Roxy was recognized as being one of our super participants on Facebook for 34 months in a row.
Whoa.
Well, I'm not even going to say I'm surprised, because Roxy, you have been with us for a very long time, and you are definitely a a super tulip. You just do a wonderful job. You're usually over on YouTube, so those of you on Facebook, if you don't see her, you're missing out. But congratulations. I'm not the least bit surprised.
And we just ordered the super tulip ornaments. Woo-hoo!
Yes, and they are, oh, I'm not going to tell you what they
No,
are.
you can't.
You'll just have to wait. All right, so obviously I'm going to go in chronological order with our holidays because I don't know, why not? I'm doing, I said Jules' head might explode if I said let's go to the classroom. So I'm doing something a little different today. We're trying something a little different today. Surprise, surprise, right? We're doing a progressive design. What does that mean, Michelle? Well, what that means is I am going to work with this same vessel and the same mechanic and a good portion of the same materials for all three designs. So here's where the scary comes in for Jules. What I'm going to do is make the first design, and then I'm going to have her switch the camera to the close-up camera. So you guys will have a more detailed look at this. And then she's going to come and take some still photography of the design right here during live. And Leanne and I are going to kibitz and talk about, you know, what we're going to be for Halloween on Friday. And then as soon as she's done, I'm going to transition this same vessel, this same design, these same mechanics to Thanksgiving. Why, you ask? Well, why not, for starters? And like I said, I think as we head into, woo, and they're all coming out. Look at that, it's raining Floral. I think as we head into the holiday season, we get a little hung up on keeping up and doing all the things. So I thought, all right, well, what could we do? What could we do for our tulips? What can we do, hello leaf, for ourselves that still puts us in the holiday spirit, still gives us the look that we're after maybe, or the ability to say, yeah, I made that, or that's my centerpiece or whatever, but not make it quite so crazy and stressful. I don't know, just a thought. And maybe it's just me being selfish because I fall into that trap and think I have to be Wonder Woman, Superwoman, Batgirl, the whole thing all rolled into one. And then by the time I get to New Year's, I'm so exhausted. I don't want to see, I know this is going to shock you. I don't want to see glitter. I don't want to see ribbon. I don't want to see anything that looks like a flower. I'm just done because I've just done so much by then. So that was kind of the impetus for this idea. And we thought, oh, okay, well, we'll make three different sets, if you will, right? Three different beginnings. And it's like, man, that's a lot of material. You know, yeah, we usually do 3 designs, but this would have been maybe a little bit more. So I thought, well, heck, let's just show people the reality of how you can take something and transition it from one season to the next by adding some things, removing some things, maybe thinking outside the box. I don't know. So you get to come along with me on my little experiment today and say a little prayer for Jules, okay? And I'm throwing Salal all over. So do we have anybody saying hello out there, Leanne, or any first-timers even?
We do.
Oh, good.
We have a first-timer.
Yes.
So spring something is a first-timer with us. Spring Grove, that's where it is.
Oh, nice.
And she's from Australia.
Oh,
And
fabulous.
the fun today is that we are way international. We got obviously the United States,
Yeah.
Canada,
Uh-huh.
Ireland, Mexico, Australia, Barbados, Portugal, Antigua, and Spain so far.
Wow.
So yeah, it's going. And I just am feeling a little shout out to those that are in the hurricane path, but stay safe.
Yeah. We are thinking of we are thinking of all of you. It sounded like an untenable situation for a lot of you. So hopefully, if you have family or friends there, know that the tulips here at school, the tulip team is sending you all good thoughts, because we live in the Northwest and we get a lot of rain, but we don't get that kind of rain. So.
Nope, and we got the UK.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we've got a very international audience today. So welcome to everyone, and glad to have you join us.
We're such a cultured group. We're from all over the planet, aren't we now? All right, so I started by greening up a little bit with just some salal, and then I have some eucalyptus just to give me a little different texture and a little different color. And I'm gonna swap him already because I don't like him there, and I've just put him there 10 seconds ago. So like I said, first one's gonna be Halloween, and it might not be your traditional Halloween. I'm not gonna get all. I don't think it's that crazy, Leanne. But it's not orange, and I know that's a shocker for some of you. Sometimes we have to push ourselves a little bit, right? We got to try something new, something different. As I like to say in class, play with our food. So I'm playing with my food and just breaking some of this down into some smaller pieces. I like the silvery gray green of the foliage, the eucalyptus, and that is going to be way too stiff. It kind of goes with the vibe I'm after, if you will. So while I add some more of this in, I have a question for you guys. So Friday is Halloween, which is a big deal. It's the second largest decorating party-themed holiday in the US, and it's coming up fast on, you get it, Christmas, which is kind of wrong, I think, but at the same time, it is what it is. So, my question for you guys, I have two questions on Halloween. So the first one is, are you going to dress up for Halloween? I want to know. If you're going to dress up for Halloween, what you gonna be? I want to know that. So just type that in. So yeah, I will, it's in class. We're in class on Friday, of course. So I've asked the students to, they don't have to go all crazy, but if they want to dress up, they can. Last year, I had a big box of Hershey's miniatures chocolate candies. So as they came in and they were dressed up, I would throw candy at them in the classroom, gently, not like a fast pitch, And then every time they answered questions correctly, like when we were doing review or going through study guides or something, anytime they answered a question correctly, I would lob candy at them. So I will dress up. I will probably wear the same thing I wore last year because it worked, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
What was it?
Well, I'm not gonna tell.
Oh, it's a surprise.
Yeah. Well, then if they didn't see it last year, then they won't know. They'll just think it's.
Now we all know.
Cool. Well, yeah, I did tell. So there's that. There is that.
Leanne, will you dress up?
I have to, because now she threw it out there.
She wants to get some Hershey's lobbed at her.
Yeah. So is anybody typing in what their costume
We've got
is?
several, but we have a couple of questions.
Okay, fire away.
The container,
Yes.
are you going to cover the black sides, or is that part of the design? And is there water?
So second question first, yes, there's a little bit of water. It's a very shallow trough, and I knew I was going to be slopping it around, so I don't have a ton of water in here. Oh, I do have a little bit more showing on this side. So yes, the black of the vessel itself on the edges will show, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. It is part of my mechanic, or part of my decor, if you will. And then do you have another question, Leanne?
Well, now, why are skeletons so calm?
Why are skeletons so calm? I don't know. Why are skeletons so calm?
Because nothing gets under their skin.
Oh, dare I ask who that was?
That was Janet.
Oh, okay, that's good. That sounded very Rick-like, so.
That was Janet. So
Rick said
Marmac,
Rick's dressing up as Rick.
Okay, well, that'll be scary. Won't it?
that's what he said. And Marmac is not dressing up. And Doug said he has lots of choices.
Very good.
Karen is going as Queen Elizabeth II because she has corgis.
Oh.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's awesome.
And then Juanita is dressing up as a disgruntled employee.
What does that look like? I would like to know. What does that look like?
And I think I said Doug had lots of contacts. Sherry said no.
Uh-huh.
And Pam Bassett, 3193, wants me to just dress up with googly eyes all over my clothes.
Oh my gosh,
That would be fun.
that could be very fun. I love it.
And then I don't get this one.
Okay.
Simon McElroy is he and a colleague
Mm-hmm.
are dressing as Bill and Ben.
Bill and Ben?
Now, I have nephews that are Bill and Ben, and I'm like,
Gonna
is
have
this
to
somebody
elaborate.
that I'm supposed to know?
You're gonna have to elaborate because I don't know that one.
I
Bill and
don't
Ted. I know Bill and Ted,
Yeah.
but I
And
don't.
it could be my nephews, but I'm like, I don't know this person, and I'm like, okay, who's Bill and Ben?
Bill and Ben. Okay. Well, so you're gonna have to type in there and tell us.
Do you get trick-or-treaters, Leanne, in the Pearl?
No.
No.
In my entire adult life, and I think I told this story last year, I have had 3 trick-or-treaters in my entire adult life. And David went out on the street and bribed some mother to bring her children in, which today you would be arrested.
You would
for.
be, yeah. David would get hauled off for sure on that.
And so those are the only trick-or-treaters I have ever had. I have never lived in a place that gets kids. Do you get trick-or-treaters?
So we hang out with our next door neighbors and we give candy to the kids and Jello shots to the grown-ups. So we're very popular.
You're very popular. Oh my gosh.
So back to flowers. So can anybody identify what this foliage is that I'm working with? Anybody know what this is? It's had a little enhancing and a little bit of a haircut. But I hate to throw anything out. And as you know, if you slow down around me, I'm going to paint you or glitter you or both. And I just couldn't pass this up. It was in the trash. Go figure.
So you painted it black?
So I painted it black.
Let's see if we have any guesses.
Okay, well, Janet is going as a bus driver with her greyhound dog.
Oh, fun! That's awesome.
That's good.
That's really funny.
So Simon is from the UK.
Uh-huh.
Bill and Ben are flower pot men. So they are working as sunflowers in plant pots.
Fun.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
I'm gonna have to
Pictures.
Google.
Pictures, we need pictures.
Yeah, now I'm gonna have to Google this so I understand. But
And I'm gonna have to tell my nephews, Bill and Ben, you should be sunflowers.
you should be sunflowers. Absolutely.
Kathy wants to know if that's Pomosa.
No, it is not. But good guess. You're in the right zip code, sort of.
Greg Baker got it.
Did he? Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So,
So-
does it help if you see it like this when it's not black?
Hold on, let me close it. Okay, do it again. Oh,
Where do you want me?
right
Regular?
this time.
Yeah. Does that look familiar? Starts with an R. It's Italian ruscus. It had lost its leaves. It had started to lose the leaves. It was shedding, molting, whatever it was doing, and we'd thrown them out. And I'm like, but wait, those are awesome. So I just made sure, oh, this one's got a few little baby leaflets on it still, but I just painted them glossy black. They look amazing black. They look amazing metallic, which is glitter, spray, paint, right? So,
You're so creative.
well, you know, trash to treasure. So you saw, did you use this last week, Leanne? 2 weeks ago?
I think last
Yeah,
week.
last week.
Last week. So last week, Leanne had the black pumpkin, and I'm like, dudes, that's so cool. So it got a little glow up, with a little bit of white splatter paint. And he's just gonna nestle right down in there like that. And then I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna stick with this palette of gray and green and black and white. And I'm gonna poke an eye out on that, you watch. So I've got some micro daisy palms, these little yin yang babies, and I need to use my snips here. But I thought, how fun would this be just to do some, because these kind of look like eyes to me, like little eyes. So I have just some black and white flowers. The centers of them are blackish. They're actually a dark chocolate brown, but just something that is a little non-traditional in the Halloween sense of things. Yes, Leanne?
So Rick is asking about Fatsia, which we have your Fatsia from your Barnett, and we have Judy's Fatsia that she's taken care of us with.
Yes.
He wants to know how hardy is it?
As a plant, it's actually pretty hardy. It's a semi-sun sheltered, filtered sunlight kind of thing. If you get a really hard frost, it will freeze back. And I thought they died 2 years ago. We had just a horrible frost and snow situation, and they were fine. They're virtually indestructible, I think. Up where you are, you might need to cut them back and maybe, I don't want to say tent them, but maybe put some landscape fabric over them if you're going to get a really, really awful cold winter. But they're actually, I mean, I love them. I'm on the hunt for a variegated one now to add to my collection because I have two, so I feel like I need another one. All right, make sure he's tucked in there. So, like I said, I'm just adding some of these little white yin yang palms in. And then Leanne found these, more Floral I've thrown about. Leanne found these roses at market the other day, and we had never seen them. And they are called teddies, like teddy bear or Teddy Roosevelt, like capital T, Teddy, apostrophe S, so teddies. And we just thought, oh my gosh, these are just the coolest looking roses. They're kind of gray, but they're not, and they're kind of taupe, but they're not. You want me to go with the close up? Yeah. They're kind of gray, but they're not. They're kind of taupe, but they're not. They're kind of green, but they're not.
Strange color.
They're just the strangest color. So I literally was walking around the warehouse in the classroom going, yeah, no. And then I got to the black pumpkin, and I'm like, yeah, I like it. So with that silvery foliage of the eucalyptus, the true green of the salal, and then the black and the white, it's like, okay, these babies are they're just perfect. I don't need a ton of them, but I do want to just tuck a few in for some luxury, because why not? Roses. And then I'm going to add just some fun, I'm going to call them ghosts, with my white ranunculus kind of dancing over the top, floating over the top like ghosts would do. So just a few of these tucked in here. Maybe one more over there, because I can. And they're holding beautifully. They are a very high petal count, so I'm excited to see how they continue to open, if they continue to open, or if they just stay as they are. Yes, Leanne?
Judy says she has 2 variegated Fatsias and is happy to share cuttings.
Oh!
And she had that in the last little delivery that we got by Annie. She had one that had the seed pods.
Yes.
The seed pods are still opening out, and I am loving them so much.
Yeah.
Watching how that goes, it just makes me so happy.
I saw those in the bucket. It's so cool. They're just so dang cool. It's, we love all the normal flowers here at Flower School, but we also love all the weird things too. All right, so I'm gonna add a few of my little ghosts in there, and then I'll be ready, Jules, for you to come work your magic, I think. Mm-hmm. She says with such enthusiasm.
I know, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
figure this
Right.
out.
And no one's gonna be manning the controls here, so
It'll just be
Are
fine.
you putting it onto the
not
middle?
yet, not yet.
Okay.
You could go ahead and go to the close-up if you want. I'm just
Okay.
gonna tuck in a couple more of these ranunculus, my little ghosts that are dancing up above the
Alright, it's on.
the flowers. Very good. And then I'm gonna tuck just.
So you're on control, Leanne.
Oh, this is
It's
scary.
you, it's all you.
I'm trying.
Just a
Oh,
little
that's so
poof
beautiful.
of
So then-
babies.
Okay, people will then see what it is we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's Jules.
Hi,
She's
everybody.
getting the picture and then bringing it back to Teacher Michelle.
So Jules is gonna take some still pictures. I'm gonna hop out. Whoops, knocked my ranunculus over.
Do you want to try to remove that towel from underneath, or do we care about the towel?
I can take the towel out, you bet.
Oh yeah, it looks really tacky.
Oh, was it for leveling it though?
It was
Yeah.
for leveling, but I think now that there's more in it, it may not be an issue. Okay. Well, it might be an issue getting it out.
Well, I can't see it from this. Oh, there you go. You did it.
There you go.
Push it push it a bit
Oh,
toward me.
hang on. I
Oh,
forgot
yeah,
the
two
little
little
babies. Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that. How cool is that?
So these are just your regular everyday. He is not going to nestle where I want him. Little
But it
squash.
shows on the close-up,
Oh,
so that is good.
That's all that matters.
And it's just a speckled, just a regular squash, glossy black, and then speckled white. So these could be adorable little favors laying on the table or scattered around, and I'll get out of the frame.
All right.
Okay, and then it's back to
Tommy.
Jules to make sure everything works.
I'm doing my best. It's cool. I like it. That's gorgeous.
Oh, my ranunculus fell down over there.
Okay, hold on. Let's get him back up. Our little ghost.
My little ghost was taking
Would
a
you ever
nappy
put like
poo.
a little wire in it to make sure it stayed the way you wanted?
It's more a function of the chicken wire holding him.
Oh, gotcha.
I've
And the
never
fact
been
that
a cameraman before.
I'm
This is
sure
kind of
you're doing
exciting.
excellent
Should I just
job.
kind of go all the way up and all the way back down?
Yes. Show
Oh
us
my
all.
gosh.
It's fun, right? You feel
I'm
the power. So much power.
I am in power. This is scary. You guys probably don't really want me to
All right,
have this
enough.
control.
Yeah. Right. We got it. If we didn't get it now, we'll never get it.
You're never
Oh
gonna
my goodness. Yeah, that was way too much for me.
Okay.
I feel like I have the power.
I know, right? What they get to see and don't see.
Well, you guys have always asked us about, well, what happens after? What goes on behind the scenes? So Leanne and I were just, brainstorming. We were just talking about things. And it's like, well, what if? And that kind of was the impetus for not doing 3 different sets and swapping them out. It's like using the same one. Oh, that's heavy. And then showing you how you could work with it on a different holiday and just make things work in essence. All right, so Halloween is over and I'm going to edit for Thanksgiving. Before I finish dissecting Halloween, I have another question for you. So Halloween is Friday. Do you put out candy for your hand out candy for your trick-or-treaters? Do you put out healthy snacks? And I'll put toothbrushes in that one. Or do you put out money?
Toothbrushes.
Yeah.
A house you'd never go to again.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I was just thinking. It was like, what?
Yeah. But there's always that one family. It's like, oh no, we're really healthy. We're gonna give them all those candy. We're gonna toothbrush instead. So the reason I ask about the money is somebody pointed out to me that so many people have food allergies anymore that quite often the kids get to go trick-or-treating. And I'm moving this on purpose out of frame. Let me go the other direction out of frame. They get to go trick-or-treating, but they can't eat the candy, so it just gets given away or donated or thrown out. And one of my friends says, well, I always have little snack baggies full of like a handful of change. She goes, it's about $1.50, but it's assorted, nickels, pennies, dimes, quarters, 50-cent pieces are super cool.
Oh.
And one gal goes, I did silver dollars, not silver, but like, dollars. Like, yeah, that's too much. But I thought that was really cool and inclusive. And while we're talking about Halloween, as I transition, do you know about teal pumpkins?
No.
Teal pumpkins indicate that a house would have treats for someone who has food allergies. So it's for people with food allergies. If you see a teal pumpkin, it says, hey, we've got snacks for you. So as Halloween fades into the distance, I've grabbed a cornucopia, which is our traditional Thanksgiving feeling vibe, horn aplenty, and it's made out of reeds and so forth. And it has these cute, curly, cute little vines on it, but I wanted more. So what I did was I took some bind wire, some brown bind wire, and I just twisted some pieces on, and I'll show you. And then I'm wrapping it around a pencil and making my own little extra curly cues.
Oh, they're so cute.
So it's just a snip of brown bind wire, and then find someplace. There's a someplace right there. There's a little piece of wire. Doesn't have to be equal amounts, and I'm just feeding it through the framework, and then taking my pencil and just getting it started, and then rolling it up and slide the pencil out, and you get this cute little tendril like a vine. That's a long vine there, but you know what? It'll just be fine.
You're so creative. I love it.
This is what we do at night when we go
It's
home,
so fun
Jules.
for me.
We sit in front of the television and we think of new ways to use all the things that we have.
I swear, life is so fun.
So that just gives me a little more texture in there, little bigger tendril on my things. So presto changeo. I'm going to slide this over. Now I'm going to leave the black. Oops, and it just straightened my tendril out. I'm going to leave the black
Ruskin?
Italian ruscus in here because my vessel is black, so that's going to help give me a little unifier in my piece. If you don't like the black, pull this out. That's totally cool. I don't have a problem with it. It's going to be your design, your Thanksgiving, not mine, and it'll be fine. Yeah, Jules.
How long will the green at the bottom last? Would it last 3 months?
Absolutely. The eucalyptus will possibly dry out. Even if you maintain your water level, it's going to dry out, but it's going to hold its form and its color. Solal is really, really sturdy. And I tucked a couple pieces of Israeli ruscus in here just because, and it works really well also. But I want to change my palette up a little bit. So I have some agonis, which is kind of burgundy, chocolatey brown. Sometimes we think of it as a black foliage because it's so dark and red. But I'm going to use it in my horn aplenty, which has some cut. I can hear my nail tech saying, "Jewels, not tools, Michelle." But I guess I am my own nail tech, so I'll do what I want. This will help bring in sort of that transition to fall with the colors. We'll just go in and snippy snip. And again, throwing things on the floor here. Yes, Leanne?
Well, it's just interesting to see people's Halloween traditions. And I know
Yeah.
we do the Thanksgiving, but I got to pick up these last little Halloween.
Yeah, it's good.
We have Roxanne, who's going as Casper the Ghost.
Oh, fun.
Judy is putting a terracotta pot on her head and going as an Oregon pothead.
Nice. Well played, Judy. Well played.
And then Harmony has a bunch of kids, and they all gather at one person's house and then go together. They've been doing it for 9 years.
Oh my gosh,
But
I
who stays home to
love
give
that.
out the candy? They're all out doing that.
Yeah, well, maybe they just put the
Once
bowl
one
of candy on
person-
the porch.
Oh, yeah, there was somebody who said they put out a big empty bowl with a nice note that says, "Take one."
That never works.
But it's empty.
But it's empty, yeah. That's
That's a trick.
that's
not a treat.
funny and cruel, but I
That's
appreciate
funny and
you.
cruel.
I
Yes.
did that one year, and one person took all of it, so.
Yeah, we don't, I'm like you, Liam, we're rural, so we just get the neighbor grandkid, and that's about it.
Well, and Jim says he's in the rural area, he gets nobody either, so yeah, I mean, if you're not in a subdivision where it makes it easy, or a city area,
Yeah.
it just doesn't work.
I think the important question is, do you buy candy that you hate so you don't eat it, or you do buy candy that you like so that you have candy that you like afterwards when there's leftovers?
Ooh, good question.
Good question. Dunno. My mom always used to buy candy that she hated. She didn't really like Almond Joys or Mounds, Do you remember the commercial? Almond Joy has nuts, Mounds don't? Yeah. And so she would buy those.
Sometimes you feel left in the...
Sometimes you don't. Yep, that's right.
Like, you guys always feel like that.
And then she just would eat them, and then she liked them. So it never really worked in her favor for picking candy that she didn't like.
So Greg says that his mom always made candy apples.
Oh,
Wow.
fun.
Scott wants to know who has full-size candy bars. I mean, let's get to that.
Those are the good houses.
Yeah, we always know the rich part of town where they got the
Right?
full-size candy bars. Yeah, my one of my neighbors when I was growing up always made popcorn balls for us, but they weren't popcorn balls. They were like food service gloves, and all the popcorn was in, so it was like a hand, and it was really cool because we knew who made it, so we didn't, there was no problem eating it. We weren't concerned, but I always just thought that was so cool that they did that for the neighborhood kids.
My grandmother lived in an area that had zillions of kids, and she was in the house that you didn't love to go to.
Yeah.
Because you got half a stick of gum.
Oh, half a stick of gum? Okay, that's weird.
I know.
That's weird, Ann.
That's very strange.
I don't know how to slice that one. That's just strange in
But the
general.
people would come back, and I'm like, really?
Okay,
And
wow.
then she would say, well, we had 278 trick-or-treaters with half a stick of gum.
I think when I was growing up, I think the most trick-or-treaters we ever had was 402.
Whoa! Wow.
Well, my mother taught middle school, and she taught it for 37 years, 38 years in the same school district, the same grades, 7th and 8th grade. So we had all of her students. We had all of her past students. We even had multiple generations. One year we had 3 generations that had my mother in class trick-or-treating. One was in her very first class, and Mom was only 8 years older than the students at that time. One in a mid-section of class, and then the newest one was an 8th grader. And it was just like, at the time I said, how old are you, Mom? How is this possible that you have this many people? But it was really cool. I thought it was really, really nifty. I'm going to shorten him up. He's a little aggressive in the front
That
there.
transition to Thanksgiving is looking quite amazing.
Good, I'm glad. I had to turn it so I can see. So I kept those unusually colored roses. I've added some kind of peachy, creamy carnations in. And then I'm really going to add some fall in here with some chrysanthemums. There's another little carnation that I broke getting things ready. So we're going to add him in as well. Tuck him in a little deeper. Now, you could, obviously you could change the palette on any of this and make it more traditional Thanksgiving if you wanted to make it more traditional Halloween and then transition. I just wanted to do something different, right? Because we've all seen pumpkins and we've all seen that pumpkin, and Leanne's like, oh, I'm going to use it for something else. I'm like, I'm going to paint it first. I'm not going to cut it, but I will paint it. So just adding more of the fall tones in. I left the eucalyptus, which of course is going to be that cool tone in my design that's pulling out from the black. I feel like I need, we'll pass on that one for now. And then maybe a few more chrysanthemums. Oh, and my other fun things. So these are some other fun little, oh, and there's a little white guy hiding in the back here. Well, I'm gonna leave him. You guys can't see him. Shh, don't tell. He's just gonna stay there. But I have some other button chrysanthemums to add in for just a little different texture and a little different pop of color. It's got more of that gold undertone, tan undertone. It's pulling from the basket, the cornucopia a little bit. And we'll add a few in here. So as I was saying, you could change your color palettes up. You could get more expensive, more aggressive with your flower colors or your flower choices, making it really customizable to whatever your vibe is. I was thinking, as I looked over there, we have some of the mocha mousse bunny tails that you can add in. You know, we're coming down to the end of the year and mocha mousse will no longer be the color of the year. So if it's one that you've really enjoyed, now's the time to work it in while you can. Woo! Heads up, Jules, stuff's coming at you. All right, let's add one more little stem of this in.
How do they pick the color of the year?
Well, there are lots of different prognosticators for color. We typically follow Pantone matching system. It's a print color, but you know, there's a committee, right, Leanne? Isn't there a
There is, they have.
whole group of folks?
Yeah, and they come from, like, one from furniture, one from clothing, one from paint, one from, you know, so they have categories of each, and they meet, and they forecast out 1 year ahead, 3 years ahead, 5 years ahead, and 10 years ahead.
Wow.
But they only announce it, obviously, the year.
The year, sure, that makes
but
sense.
It's an intensive process.
All right, so now I've got just a little bit of Hypericum. It's pulling that rust tone from the other flowers, from the cornucopia, and it has that little collar of green foliage around all the berries, so that helps blend it in just a little bit. Maybe a little pop of them over here. I can't see if I have a hole. Y'all usually tell me if my foam is showing, so. All right, leave those. And then, just because I can, maybe pop a few feathers in, right? Kind of the nod to turkey with just a few feathers tucked in here. Nothing says festive like feathers.
That's fun.
At least not at my house. I have feather wreaths in brown chicken feathers, and then I also have peacock wreaths for Christmas, which is the next holiday. No, maybe we'll move him over here.
Anna says you need lights added to that for the table. That would be very cool.
It would be
Rather
very
than twinkle
cool.
lights.
Little bit of twinkle, little fairy lights tucked in nice and deep, or maybe just votives would be cool. Okay, you're up, Jules.
Okay, let me switch cameras though.
Okay, I'm getting ready to have
Better
the
put it over,
power.
Michelle.
All right.
Can you see, pull it towards the center again?
Yep, I'm doing that right now.
Alright, let's switch over. Oh, neat. Oh.
So while we're switching, Rick said that they had 825 kids at the Wigman's Halloween.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and Cheryl says that they do candy on the main street of Burns the whole time,
It's a little tough to
and
see
she's
this
part
one.
of that. And then Simon says that they do 15 different businesses that do Halloween pass out together. And then the weirdest thing that I found was Sandy says there's one person that passes out cartons of chocolate milk.
Oh, that's strange.
That's kind of cool though.
I was like, how do you do that? I'm like, oh my gosh.
I kind of like the chocolate milk. I think that's cool.
The feathers are so neat. What a cool design.
I know. I love having the power to move
Right.
this camera. Wow, you guys are gonna have to be,
Would you mind if I
yeah.
remove those in the back over just so they don't kind of interfere with, because I'm gonna
This,
yeah, little like the things that are that and then
Oh, yeah, this is- okay, we gotta move the shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we
did
can
I
get.
say that? I
you
didn't
did,
say that.
you did.
Oh my
We'll have
god.
to bleep it in the post. Bleep it. Okay, yeah, excellent. This
Got
is very cool design. Yeah, thank you.
All right.
You got
Coolio.
me in.
Okay. This is so complicated.
All right.
To my post.
So Thanksgiving's over, almost, right? Got a Thanksgiving question for you as I take this apart. Do you cook your turkey the day of and eat it, or do you cook it the day before? Questions.
What?
I want to know.
Before
Who
you
would
were
do that?
grinding it.
So out this comes.
Do people do it?
Even that could be its own cute little thing.
Yeah, it could, absolutely. So I cook mine the day before. I cook mine the day
So
before.
you can have oven space for other things.
It is for oven space. It is so that it can cool completely and I can slice it. I don't do the big Norman Rockwell turkey on the table. I slice it and we have a platter with, the legs because the boys have to eat the legs. And then dark meat, light meat, yada, yada, yada. But
I have never heard of that, but you know
No,
what? People
nor
are
have I.
coming in saying, yes, I always do it the day before.
Cool.
I've never heard of that.
all right, so away goes Thanksgiving. I'm pulling the feathers out. I pulled the cornucopia out, to what Jules said, hey, that looks cute all on its own. Absolutely. It does look cute on its own. But I need to transition to Christmas. So if you don't like the black branches, you can get rid of them. I'm gonna keep them. And I'm going to add gilded branches. A couple weeks ago, I did gilding on foliages. So here's a way you could use them. This is camellia, and I have an antique gold and I think it was called brassy gold, which seems to be called brass at that point, but whatever, design master. So I'm adding that in to give myself a little sparkle, and then I have a basket of shiny orbs and ornaments that we can add as well. Yes, Leanne?
So we're now about half and half between day of and day after. But the
Yeah.
question is, if you do it the day before, do you reheat it? And then somebody says, and finish the day of. What does that mean? So,
I don't know about the finish the day of. We gently reheat it. I don't know. The person who said finish the day of, I'd like to, I want to know
that
what
was
you mean.
Greg Baker. So
Okay, Greg, what do you mean by
fill us
that?
in a little more.
Inquiring minds want to know. All right, so there's my other basket of shiny bits.
And Jim says your black branches can represent Krampus.
Ooh, good thinking. Good thinking, Jim. You're always using your noggin. I love that. So this is just a large Christmas ornament. Does happen to be glass. Upside is it's in these tones, right? So I don't need to remove anything I've added so far. I'm just going to enhance it, right? We're just working our way through the holidays, keeping it simple. I'm going to come back with a little bit of that bind wire.
And those flowers are all pretty long lasting as well.
Chrysanthemums are long lasting, and we're in water. It's a water source. Carnations are very long lasting. The roses are typically very long lasting. Hypericum, all of it's long lasting. So that is a good consideration. But yeah, everything pretty much holds its own. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that bind wire in here, and I'm going down into my chicken wire armature that we had at the beginning. There's a little bit peeking out, and I'm just going to twist, secure that in. So if I pick it up to move it off the table for some reason, that little ball was not little, he's big, doesn't go flying off the center of my design and crashing to the floor. I don't think it's 7 years of bad luck, but it could be 7 years of Leanne being really angry with me. So I would say that would be bad luck at that point. So that's secured into the middle. And then I want to add, I've got my, my gilded foliage. I'm not going to put a ton in. I know you're thinking, really, Michelle? You're not going to put a ton of it? Okay, maybe. Don't judge. It's not nice. Just tuck a little bit of it in here and there. And then I have evergreens to add in, which is going to give me that transition from purely fall into something that feels more wintry and Christmassy. Yes, Leanne?
So Greg responded.
Oh, good.
Cook and then reheat.
Ah, gotcha.
And then Roxanne says they cook, store cold, then continue roasting the next day. And
Interesting.
So it sounds like a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Day one, day two thing.
Cool.
Little did I know about this.
I didn't used to, but we, for a long time I had double ovens, so I didn't really care. And then we lived in a house where I didn't have double ovens, and it was an issue. Like the timing of things, I mean, I had a spreadsheet.
Ovens?
Yeah, it was
How
fantastic.
fancy are you?
We were very, we was fancy.
That's fancy.
It was very good. I liked it. But now I have a warming drawer and an oven, so that works
How many
similarly.
refrigerators?
Just think about it.
One in the house, and then y'all, you know, the beer fridge that gets cleared out for the food fridge. And if we're in the mountains, it's the outdoors is my fridge, because it's
Right.
usually 30 something degrees out there, so that's what my outside
That
is.
is your
It's my outside fridge.
We used to stay at a hotel that we would lift the window up and put things on the ledge because it was always plenty cold.
There you go. All right, so I'm tucking in some incense cedar, and I've already taken some of it, obviously taken it off the branch, and I have used a rose stripping tool predominantly, and this is the only time I would ever say use this, is because it is wonderful for evergreens, especially if you're doing foam designs. You can use this, you can prep these way in advance. Tip, here's your take-home tip. Prep that foliage way in advance and just have boxes or totes of your incense cedar and your Douglas fir and your southern pine ready to go, so that when it's time to design, you're not wasting time processing. You're just grabbing and stuffing and making pretties. So we'll tuck a little bit of that incense cedar in for some good scent.
And Christmas look.
And Christmas look, yep. And because we're in the Pacific Northwest, we've got some Douglas fir that we'll add into this. Gonna make sure I'm getting into my water source, sort of. A little bit more. And I see we're bumping out on time here. Our photography and camera team has been very diva-ish today, I would say.
We're doing all that.
Very demanding.
They want to know what the colors you used, and somebody said bronze, and somebody said 2 types of gold, and I'll be honest, I didn't listen.
So on the camellia, I have antique gold, Design Master Antique Gold, and then one that was called Shiny Gold or Brassy Gold, something like that. Just has a different color to it. I ran out of copper. It didn't play well with me, but honestly, rose gold would have been beautiful in here. It would have picked up kind of that, we don't know what color that rose is color. So I've got those in, and then I have, here's another big one. This one's got a little stick on him already. Let's just add that. Jim, there's glitter. Because I couldn't not give you glitter. Maybe a touch more of the Doug fir. Oh, I have some juniper. A little bit of juniper here. Little different texture to it. Nestle that in around our orb. And then I have just an assortment of gold mirror what's the word I want? Mercury, hello, like mercury glass type ornament. Some millimeter balls, because that's a really classy term for those, but that's what they're called. Some millimeter balls in their original clusters, and I'm just going to nestle them down in there. I'm not even going to separate them. I'm just going to tuck them down in deeply to give me, see there how they come all twisted as a bunch. I'm just going to tuck them in to amp up that holiday vibe. And you could easily put these on like a wired wood pick, because I'm going to take this apart, obviously. I didn't do it, but a wired wood pick added to these would give it a little more stability for delivery if you were doing this for a customer, or if you find that you move it a lot in your house. But right now it's just the millimeter ball. And then we'll just tuck those in around the flowers.
It's making such good sounds.
Isn't it? Is it all like crunchy and crinkly sounds?
It's right next to the microphone.
Oh. Good. All right, maybe another one tucked over here, down in deep. And maybe one more back here. Now, you could absolutely do this design in foam. If I were in a retail shop and I were doing any of these as a customer order, honestly, I would do them in foam. Deliverability, security, and let's be honest, we want to sell them the next arrangement for the next season and the next arrangement for the next season. But if you want to do something for you at home, go foam free, go with floral netting in a watertight vessel that will give you longevity in the design and allow you to just continue to enhance as the seasons change, and save yourself a little stress. All right, last question as we head out, type it in. Ham for Christmas or prime rib? That's all I want to know.
We go back to turkey.
We had turkey at Thanksgiving. We don't need turkey again.
Though. Yeah.
Or maybe salmon.
Could be
Ooh,
salmon. Yeah. All right, Jules, I'm done.
Yeah. Are we doing it again?
We can do it one more time.
Oh, we gotta get
Okay,
the power
alright.
again.
Why not? Why not? Here we go.
So as we wrap up and the gals switch over to the up close camera, I just want to say thank you guys for coming today. I hope you took away a clever tip or trick or idea that you can put to work for yourselves, either at home or in your shops for the holidays. And have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your week. And don't forget to do something you love, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Hold on, I gotta